Peg Leg Willie. Okay, who is Peg Leg Willie? What's up, fella?
Being me.
Oh, what's up? What's up, Jaden?
What's up?
How you
Good.
doing? All right. We'll give it. We'll give.
Who is Peg Leg Willie?
I thought that was you.
That ain't me.
Oh no,
I'm
you're
J
J
Rock.
Rock. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know who Peg Leg Willie is.
Who you think it is?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
just
It's
ran. Well, cause
well,
your name last time was what, the Broken
My,
God.
that's his new
before
name
that,
now.
it's the.
Because he broke his leg, bro.
Oh, that's right.
He,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll wait like we'll wait like maybe 30 seconds. We'll give John and Orlando a chance. Is it John? Do you know if John's coming tonight? J Rock.
I have no idea. I didn't even text him. Let me
Okay.
text him.
I sent the message to everyone. But I know
On
sometimes
Discord.
and I know sometimes he comes a little later. We'll give him like maybe another minute. We'll start officially at 8:05, and I'll do our introductions.
I am here, but I am doing something with this leg brace, so give me a few minutes.
Okay. Um, did you guys have anything other topics you wanted to talk about, so I can go ahead and pull them up?
They had the first they announced the He-Man movie for next year.
I heard about that. Yeah. Okay, we can talk about that. Yeah. Let me go to Google. He-Man movie. It's gonna be an Amazon thing, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think I saw some screenshots from it. Is it 2025? I'm trying to. There we go.
John is not coming.
Oh, that's a shame because we were gonna talk about the Dragon Ball finale. Okay. All right. Well, let's get started then. Peg Leg Willie, are you gonna show anything tonight
I
as far
am.
as
I am.
drawing?
I am. I am. But I am.
Do you want me to do you want me to come to you last?
Sure.
No, screw it. You can show us later. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself, Peg Leg Willie.
I lost my leg in the war. Don't be making fun of me. I'm a veteran.
All right, we'll move down to J Rock. Say what's up.
What's up, guys?
And next will be our in-house 3D modeler and sculptor, Carbon. I'll make you larger here. I'll do a solo layout for you here.
Yeah, I think.
Say hello and then tell us what you're working on.
Hey, what's up? I'm still working on the same project for last week because this week I had to spend this whole week studying because I got a big test next week, so I didn't really do any art this week. So I'm still doing the same piece I was doing last week.
You studying for the ASVAB?
Yeah. I'm about to say I gotta make sure I pass that test next
Yeah.
week. So I was like, I'm not gonna waste any time on anything else.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. That's good. So what series is this character from?
Just from Ray Zero.
Ray Zero. Yeah, I think you said
Yeah,
that
they
last
currently brought back the later seasons. The second half right now is season 3 right now. That's currently airing.
Yeah. All right. So let's take you down. I will. All right, guys. I am your host, G Flux the Great, G Flux the Grand, G Flux the Magnificent, and today I'm still working on my my main character for a little short animation I'm working on called Orchard Organis. I did more on her costume. What do you guys think?
It looks cool. I like it.
Yeah, I
That's
was
pretty
like,
cool so far. Yeah.
I'm gonna give her like it's like a petal skirt.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like the little tribes that live on the planet that she's born on. They're gonna make her first little set of clothing, but they're gonna model it after how they dress. So they take like this is large flower that blooms, and the petals are like semi transparent, and they kind of make like a little skirt thing out of it or whatever. So I've been kind of playing around with that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be cool too because like when you see it animated, it'll like flap up and it'll kind of look like a flower at certain angles or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Does she have powers?
that's yeah.
What are her powers?
Well, it's a long story, but essentially well, I mean, they run the gamut. Your typical stuff: super strength, super speed. That's like the base level stuff. But this thing on her head, this flower that blooms on her forehead is called a perpetual bloom, and it gives a person like eternal life, basically. I mean, she can die, like she can be killed, but
Yeah.
she effectively could live forever if not killed. You know what
Is
I'm
that
saying?
like her third eye, basically?
Yeah, it's kind of like a third eye. Yeah. I even colored the forehead chakra, which I think is violet or
Yeah, it
indigo.
looks violet. All right.
Yeah, it's indigo. But like the heart chakra is green, so she's born with two.
Well,
It's the forehead chakra and the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the most important thing when it comes to powers inside my
Can she heal?
universe. Yeah, she can heal. Yeah, she can heal.
Can she heal others?
Yeah, I mean, she's like a mother goddess type of figure, but like her main power is the power of implosion and explosion. So, she well, implosion, like if you look at the universe, right? Something is either imploding or exploding.
Yeah, exploding.
So it's like a black hole or a sun. Like it's either emitting energy or it's absorbing.
Oh, so she's like the epitome of energy, basically.
Yeah, like she's not the epitome of energy, but she
feeds off of
like basically when she's born, right? These 4 giant living trees, essentially, who are stationary, they can't move, but they're sentient, they're very intelligent, and they're basically like I call them the sacraments of this planet that she's born on. But essentially, they give up their sentience to create her. So they create this thing called like a golem, and they make it out of this thing called crystal wood. And in my universe, you're able to store tons and tons of information on crystals or whatever. So they essentially make this golem, this little fetus-looking thing, and they imbue their essence inside her, the crystal skeleton or whatever. And but yeah, so that's what gives her longevity or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Like I've been writing down like how the powers and everything are gonna work. In my universe. But yeah, that's basically what it is. All right, let's get started. We're gonna were you laughing?
I got one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can she heal the sick?
No, she cannot heal peg leg. Sorry. You got a peg leg. That is beyond her power.
All right.
It's beyond her power. Yeah.
You can be a pirate now. No one being peg leg.
Huh?
You can be a pirate now. No one being peg leg.
All right. So, what do you guys want to discuss first? Andor season 2, Daredevil, Dragon Ball Daima. What do you want to discuss?
I want to talk about Andor actually. And Kathleen Kennedy is gone.
Well, we'll get to that. She's not going yet. She's supposed to be retiring at the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, it's too late.
Yeah, I know. Her reign cannot end soon enough.
Oh yeah, I saw that she is getting fired basically.
No, she's not getting. Well, no, she's not.
She's getting fired. She's getting fired.
I mean,
if she's not going to be where she was before, that means you're getting fired or getting
people
replaced.
Retire. Yeah, retiring is not getting fired. Some people are saying that she's getting pushed out, but no one really knows. Officially, she's retiring. Officially, she's retiring.
I hope she gets fired. I hope that's on her record.
Yeah,
she messed up Star Wars.
I mean, she's already rich. It doesn't matter at this point. She gets fired to her. She's like,
I mean, yeah.
We don't care about her being rich. We care about her destroying Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah.
I mean, but it's already over. Like she's.
I agree. It's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they destroyed it. It's
whoever takes it now has so much to fix that it might not be worth it. It's going to take billions of dollars to fix all of this.
It can't be fixed. You got to wait like 20 years before this thing can be redeemed. In my opinion, that's when most of us, well, people my age are going to be like old freaking men who don't care anymore. We're going to be worried about, getting our social security checks. And then the youth, like the younger people, they they're just not even into it as much, you know,
I
as
haven't
the
watched
millennials.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched Mandalorian. I haven't watched
Yeah,
Andor.
you see,
I haven't
so
watched none of that stuff.
they
Because
destroyed it.
because I didn't want to watch it because if she was the head of Star Wars, and I'm like, I don't know if she's a part of that or she will do something to where it would not be great.
Yeah, they destroyed it. They
But I
destroyed
heard
it.
the actor that plays Happy, I believe
Yeah,
he is gonna be him and another
that's
guy
all
gonna be
rumor. Nobody knows.
yeah, it's
Nobody
rumors,
knows.
but I
Nobody
heard
knows
that
who's gonna.
who's gonna take over.
No one knows who's gonna take over. Nobody knows.
Lucas should
From what,
come back.
he's too old. From what I read, there was another woman that she was kind of grooming to take her place that was supposed to be next in line.
Oh my god.
But nobody knows. Like we just don't know yet.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. Like you know, nothing lasts forever. Star Wars had its
True.
time in the sun, and it's over now. We just got
Star
to
Wars
be.
is just old.
Well, I
That's the
mean,
thing. They've been around forever. They've been around
Oh,
before I was even alive.
I don't think it was around before I was alive. But
Exactly.
to me, it's not an issue of it being old. It's a matter of putting the right creative team behind something and understanding what your target audience is. You know what I'm saying? And they just failed to do that on almost every way imaginable.
Yeah.
Every way imaginable, they failed to do that. They took probably the most popular film franchise in history, and they utterly destroyed it. They utterly destroyed
Well,
it.
yeah, true. Because you could say that about Dragon Ball Z, and they have, or Dragon Ball the universe, and it's still going on, and that was before I was even alive. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Dragon
they know
Ball
what they're
was
doing. They care about their fan base.
80s.
true.
Yeah. All right. You want to show us what you're working on, Mr. Pegleg? Hey, you old cripple, I'm talking to you.
Dang.
All right, I guess he's not.
Dang, he said nah.
He's like, no, you've insulted my leg.
Demetrius,
I'll show
you
you
there?
when-
Because if you're there, man, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna you said you wanted to do Andor.
He was setting up his cast or whatever. Bro.
I'm here.
All right, we're gonna watch this Andor trailer.
What?
Zint. Share
I have to watch
screen.
it though. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it now. Hold on, man. I gotta pull it up.
Well, no, I mean like the show in general.
You've never
watched
seen the first season?
No, I never seen the first season.
I will say the Andor is actually pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it was good.
All right, guys, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
We're in a war. You want to fight? Or you want to win? Last night I had a dream that the world had turned around. All our hopes had come to be. The revolution starts now. What a swell party this is.
I saw the Death Star.
Revolution starts now. Yeah, the revolution starts now. Remember this moment. You're here, you're right here, and you're ready to fight.
All right. I'll go first. I'll say this. Despite my disdain for Darth Kennedy or her reign of terror over the galaxy, I did enjoy Andor, and I think the reason why I enjoyed it is because I think Andor understands what the target audience is. It understands that Star Wars target audience is an aged audience. It's not 8-year-old little boys anymore. It's middle-aged men. And if you watch Andor season 1, it's a much more sophisticated show. it's a much more adult show. And I don't mean like adult, like pornographic or it has a lot of sex and stuff in it. What I mean by adult is it handles adult themes well. It's written, you can tell a little bit more for adults as far as the how the dialogue is presented to people. It's not as like kiddie and has the advertising aspects where where they're trying to sell toys and stuff like that. It's an adult show and it's set in the Star Wars universe, and I think that's why that first season worked. That's why I think not a lot of people, but because I remember the ratings were actually kind of low and it got better over time as word of mouth kind of which they didn't expect. They thought it was going to be the other way around. So I'm actually looking forward to this. This will be the first Star Wars series I think I probably will have watched since Mandalorian season 3, which utterly destroyed all my hope in Star Wars. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I'll probably end up watching it because I really did like the first season. My only problem with Star Wars, even if it's a good show, is that we all know what it leads to. It leads to Luke drinking green titty milk on that lame ass planet that he was on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know what it leads to. It leads to crap. It leads to
Yeah,
Rey
it's
Skywalker.
the absolute crap.
It leads to Finn. It leads to somehow the Emperor has returned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It leads to garbage. It leads to absolute garbage. That's my only issue is that it's kind of like, all right, well, yeah, I like Andor. I like the first season. I'll probably watch this, but I already know what this leads to. It leads to crap. And that's the true. That is the true. I will say the true essence of what's wrong with Star Wars is that they botched the sequel trilogy so bad that if you try to do something before the sequel trilogy, you know what it leads to. So it just already puts a bad taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? But I'll pull up some imagery as you guys kind of chime in here.
I actually watched Rogue One the other day. Just kind of remember this. Remember this character, and it just flowed well, like from beginning to end of that movie. And then I watched Andor like a week ago. I'm like, this flows very, very, very well. It for a Star Wars series that has like no real Jedi. Well, it doesn't have a Jedi at all in it. The first season.
Yeah.
This is very, very good. It kept my attention, and I was one of the latecomers to the series. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the second season. Just clear for that because it's basically a space spy story. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I'll say that. I remember when what's that movie you just mentioned? What's it called? Rogue One. I remember when Rogue One came out. It was so good that I think it gave a lot of people hope for the Disney Star Wars run. I mean, that was dashed completely, in my opinion, when Force Awakens came out. I know a lot of people like Force Awakens, but I've said for a long time, Force Awakens was actually the true downfall. Not Rise of Skywalker.
I didn't like Force Awakens.
I thought it was trash. It's a garbage movie, but I digress. The point is, Rogue One was actually a pretty good movie. I actually really liked that movie. And I just think that I will say this though. I think the main character, this guy right here, even though he wasn't really the main character of Rogue One, he's not the most like compelling character. Like I don't watch Andor because of him. I don't think he's really all that interesting. I don't think his acting is all that great or convincing. It's the world that they build. It's the surrounding characters. You know what I'm saying? That I think is actually the better part of Andor. Yeah, that's Hey, I don't know who. Someone has a TV on in the background or something. Can y'all turn it off? We can all hear it.
My bad. That's Camille.
Okay.
I told her to turn it down. Is it good now?
Huh?
No.
You can still hear?
Yeah, we can still hear it. I know Camilla's like, I can't watch my TV.
Is it still bad?
No, that's much better.
Okay, all right.
We can still hear it, but it ain't like it's not so like overwhelming now.
Okay.
All right, yeah. But yeah, okay. Anybody else want to chime in?
I was gonna say I haven't watched it yet, so I can't really put my full opinion on the show. But I'll go and watch it on Disney Plus, get caught up, just to have my own opinion on it. Maybe next live
Yeah,
stream.
I think you'll like it. I think it's like I said, I think it's a little bit more mature
Yeah,
of a
but
show.
that's kind of what Star Wars is kind of for me was missing. Because
Yeah.
I obviously you watch it. I watched it for obviously the Jedi's, the fights, and all that stuff, just like everybody else. But
Mm.
also, like you said, it's an aging group of people that watch Star Wars now, and most
Is
of
it
those people are
Asian or aging?
aging people.
Yeah.
There's an
Oh.
aging group of people who are watching Star Wars that aren't kids anymore, or or past grown, like 50 or 40 or plus or 30 plus. So that kiddish stuff, like you said, wouldn't appeal to those types of people.
Mm. Carbon, you have any thoughts on Andor season 2? Did you watch the first season?
Yeah, I watched the first season. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, this might be the only thing that Star Wars can make this year that might be somewhat good. So actually, if it's about the same director, that's the first thing. It's about the same director. Did they fire him or they hired the same guy?
Well, I think shows they have multiple directors, but they'll have a showrunner. We can look it up real quick. Who's the
Yeah,
showrunner?
they need the same guy. There was one guy, like their director. I remember he never liked Star Wars, but somehow he made like a good TV show. Because I remember they interviewed the guy. He's like, man, I don't care about Star Wars. It was something like this. It was something like he didn't really like Star Wars, but
I can see that. I can see someone
Yeah, you
never
don't have
being
to
a Star
like Star
Wars
Wars.
fan, but they're good. But they're good storytellers, so they know how to write a good story. Now it says Tony Gilroy is a showrunner for season 2 of the Disney Plus series. Gilroy also created the show, which is based on George Lucas's Star Wars. I know. So he's definitely doing season 2. He also created shows. So I'm assuming he did season 1 also.
yeah, okay, it's gonna be good. Then long as it's still him, because
I'm assuming
probably why it was so good, because he's not too attached to Star Wars. This we probably people that aren't attached to Star Wars to make the story just different.
Showrunner for season 1 Andor.
Isn't it kind of
yeah?
stupid?
It's the same. It's the same person. It's the same person.
But think about it, right? If somebody makes a successful first season, why would you not hire them again for the second season? That's where like a lot of TV shows and movies fail, right? Like they hire.
I mean, a lot of all kinds of things can happen. Creative.
Ask X-Men 97.
I mean, but you can't expect a story to be as good as the first season. You don't hire the
person. Did you listen to what he said? Carbon, did you listen to what he said? All kinds of things can happen. Creative differences can happen. Controversies can come up to push somebody out. Yeah, so all kind of things. Money, things can happen. People could argue over money. I can see right now. Probably working for somebody like Darth Kennedy is a nightmare. It's probably a complete and absolute nightmare, especially if you're a creative person and you understand what storytelling is. To work with someone like her was probably an absolute nightmare. I don't know if you guys ever seen some of the behind the scenes footage of
her,
of her, of the making of the sequel trilogy. Her just kind of like giving her opinion on what should happen. I'm like, aren't you like an executive? Like, why are you even giving your opinion? You're not even a creative person.
You should be listening to the people who know about.
You got your wrinkly hands in a creative pot. And it's like, get your hands out of the pot.
Well,
get your hands out of the pot. Yeah.
She's basically like, okay, I give you an idea, and she's like, no, it throws that away and then puts
exactly. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. That's why there's all these reshoots and everything, and they kept firing writers and directors and stuff like that. Yeah. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't understand Star Wars. But I digress. Let's go back to Andor 2. Anybody else have any words about Andor?
68.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next topic. So, do you guys want to do Dragon Ball Daima or Daredevil trailer?
Yeah, what about Invincible?
We'll get to Invincible because I haven't seen the last episode. I'm assuming it already came out for this week.
You didn't watch it? Well, come on, man. That was one of the best episodes of the season.
What day does it come out?
Thursday.
Does it come out Thursday? Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought it came out later.
I have not watched any Invincible yet.
Shame.
Well, I've been watching Castlevania. I finished that. So
yeah, I did see the episode from last week. What happened? I think it was I remember his brother was sneaking out of the house to go play with some other kids, but he didn't put on any makeup. I remember that. Happening. I remember him and Adam Eve were trying to get an apartment. They decided not to get one. Does he get beat up? It seems like Mark is always getting beat up.
Yeah, he takes a lot of L's, but
Isn't that like the whole show? He just getting beat up.
Yeah, he's getting his ass.
I mean, that's one of the shows. That's one of the things that makes the show better. If he won,
Yeah, because he's not like all powerful like Superman.
You
Yeah,
call him
exactly.
like a
Well,
very
the show is
Yeah,
invincible, so technically he can't die.
That's part of the
He's
funny.
beat
That's the
up.
funny part of
Yeah.
it. No. The funny part is that's his name, but he's definitely not invincible.
Oh,
I remember now. He fights that dragon, and that
Yeah,
dragon, messes him up because they're trying to get
Oh
the.
yeah, that dragon. Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, that dragon
Yeah,
guy was
because they're
crazy.
trying to get the guy that can clone himself out of prison. Yeah, that one scene where he's in prison, and he just keeps multiplying himself until the prison door breaks. So like the brains are popping open and stuff like that of all his like clones. I was like,
You
man,
know what's
that's
crazy
gross.
about a character like that, bro? Like, I'm
Somebody's to
surprised
clean
they
all
didn't
that
do it.
stuff up.
But like somebody like that would be used as like an organ donor. Like there's some crazy stuff they could do with characters like that, bro. I know that's kind of messed up and morally wrong, but I feel like with like a syndicate like that would use that man as just an organ transplant, like this facility, so you can
You know what I
duplicate his body.
What I don't get about do they ever explain how their powers work? What let's look it up. What are the characters' name again?
Well, some people are genetically modified. Like, what is it, Rex?
Oh, you are. No, duplicate. No, they did explain where the powers come from.
Yeah. They explain
No,
that.
not so much where they come from, but how do they work? Because if you think about it, their powers really don't make any sense.
You talk well, they're basically creating something out of nothing. That's what I get.
Yeah, because you got to think, okay, well, the amount of energy it would take to create a whole nother you. That's not just multiplication powers. That's like some kind of energy manipulation.
And they don't get tired. They can do it infinitely. That's the one thing. It'd be one thing.
That's what I'm saying. Well, he did seem like he got kind of fatigued the more he was creating them while he was in the prison.
No, I would think that
it was the pain. It was the pain that was not the fatigue. It was the pain that his other body's dying. I think that's what was going on. I don't think he's really getting fatigued.
I thought maybe because he was just creating so many of them, but I could be wrong. Let's read right here. It says Kate possesses the ability to instantly create any number of identical physical duplicates of herself at will, and likes. I don't know what's going on with why this thing is doing all this. It says why is it doing that? Okay, here we go. The duplicates are created by Kate focusing on it and making them split off from within her. It's not yet known the exact number of duplicates of herself she can create before taxing the ability. Each of the duplicates are capable of independent thought, feeling, and action, yet they are telepathically linked from formation to absorption, instantly knowing everything the others do. Weaknesses. Kate's replicating requires enough physical space to be performed. If she is restrained, such as being held by a Komodo dragon, the duplicate cannot split off her and hence would not come into existence. Telepathic link. Each Kate simultaneously feels the same experiences as the others. Hence, if one dies, they all feel it.
See, that's why he was getting tired. It wasn't that fatigue. It was him dying over and over.
It's interesting because if you really think about what it would take to create a copy of yourself instantly, I mean, that's a lot of energy. So it's some kind of it's really some kind of energy manipulation. It's probably similar to what's like a low level form of Adam and Eve's powers, if you think about it, like being able to like control molecules on like a molecular level or whatever, or atoms on an atomic level. Which actually would make them quite powerful, if you think about it.
Well, it's magic, Brian.
Is it magic?
I mean, they're weak and powerful at the same time, right? Because they're only as strong as a person.
The powers come from a curse, so it's magic.
Oh, so it's magic. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
No, because the person isn't that strong, then the clones are basically weak. And that's the main problem, So you aren't strong.
I don't mean like physical strength. I don't mean like physical strength. I mean like if they're able to use energy to make so many clones of themselves, they're tapping into something. And if they figured out how to tap into that, they could probably do other things. Is my point. Like instead of like making duplicates of yourself, take the same amount of energy to make duplicates of yourself and just enhance your being, like your essence, and make yourself stronger. In fact, you see what I'm saying?
Because maybe they can duplicate other objects too. Do
you see my point though?
If
they figured out what ability, what energy they're tapping into to clone themselves. They could take that same energy and just enhance their selves, like give themselves super strength or super speed or super hearing or be able to see really far distances or something like that, or make part of their limbs really large or grow really big.
I wonder if she could do that while cloning.
What?
Like, say, because cloning herself is probably it overwhelms the enemy because it's trying to figure out which one is the real her. So most of the time, when like it's a clone
I
character,
mean, that's already established, so that's not really going to work for duplicate.
no,
Duplicate.
But I get what you mean by her superpowers and.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's just like when you really start to really think about what the powers are, not or how they work, not so much what they are. It's kind of like Gambit. You know, his powers aren't to charge up cards. His powers is like kinetic energy or something like that. And he's actually stunted. Like he's actually extremely. Isn't he like an Omega level mutant if he wasn't stunted?
Yeah, he had the weakest power for some reason. Now,
he's Omega level.
I don't think he weakened it. I think somebody else weakened it.
Mr. Sinister did.
Yeah, same thing with Iceman. Iceman is Omega level mutant. Like his powers isn't freeze. It's some kind of like
it's like molecule manipulation,
heat manipulation, right? Yeah. Like,
but they all get nerfed basically.
Yeah. So if you think about the X-Men, like the X-Men roster, you got Storm. I don't know if she's Omega. I mean, now she's Omega level. They made her, but she's damn near close. You got Jean Grey, who's Omega level. You have Cyclops.
Storm's actually beyond Omega now. She's actually cosmic level.
Yeah, they did something.
She had died.
Yeah, they did something with her now. But I'm talking about before that. You know.
Well, she had the ability to. She has the ability to manipulate any form of weather. That goes from a cosmic storm down to planetary. So.
But that's a byproduct of what her real power is. Her real power is she could see the electromagnetic something and manipulate it. I can't remember what it is. But I guess the point I'm trying to make though is if you look at the roster, you got an extremely powerful alpha level mutant Cyclops. You have basically a whole military in one person, a basic super soldier. You got Wolverine. You got Storm, who's damn near an Omega level mutant. You got Iceman Omega level mutant, Gambit Omega level mutant. You got Rogue, who's as damn near as strong as Juggernaut, and then you have Jean Grey Omega level mutant. It's just like damn.
when you really think about it, Wolverine is actually one of the weaker X-Men.
Yeah, from what I read, Wolverine was designed to take out extremely powerful characters because of his unique power set. Like he's designed to take out characters who are just more powerful than him, or his super soldier.
He's still my favorite X-Men of all time, but he's actually one of the weaker X-Men.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to really like Wolverine. As I got older, I was like, I don't know, I guess because everybody else likes him and they overuse him, he just got kind of annoying to me. I actually really like Cyclops now.
We hated Cyclops when we were kids.
I hated Cyclops, but as I've gotten older, I like
Cyclops
characters.
Cool.
I like characters who have limited ability, but they've mastered that limited ability and they go way beyond what they're probably be capable of if they didn't train hard and do like that one guy from My Hero Academia, that Jeans guy.
That's Genus.
Yeah, because his powers is kind of stupid. And I remember when he fought that All for One guy. And the guy was like, "Man, you really mastered this. Like, you took this way beyond." Same thing with that 1 million guy. He's sort of similar. You can just go through walls or whatever. I like that type of thing. You know who's similar to that is the first Captain Marvel with his nega bands. He had a very small level of cosmic awareness, and he took that ability and he really made that thing shine.
You want to know? You want to know what game? It was a game that actually showed off who the Marvel Ultimate series, man. Because you can have your team and it'll bring out the best. Like if you had Captain America in the charge of a team, his leadership will boister everybody. That's what Captain America does in the comic books. Or Cyclops, if he was under if you had a contingent of X-Men, all the X-Men got overpowered. I'm like, okay. So I see what you're saying with Cyclops. He really like wowed me in X-Men 97 because I was like, oh,
Yeah,
man.
he was whooping ass in X-Men 97, man.
Like that first scene where he came down and he was using his powers to like slide across the ground. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
I
hell was
like
this?
that. I like that type. I think that's more
think
fun
the
to
cool
me.
scene is where he was falling out the sky, and he uses his laser beams to land.
Yeah,
It's not laser beams
or his eye beams, or whatever.
It's not eye beams. It's concussive blast, sir.
Yeah,
You will use
blast,
you will use the correct terminology.
Well, that's more fun to me than someone who's just kind of like, oh, I have a healing power. I can heal from anything. I have all these powers. I'm just so powerful, like Superman. I can just do everything. I'm a god. Blah blah blah. It's just like, man, like that's what Invincible. That's what's so good about Invincible. It's like,
well,
he's not invincible. He's
well,
he's a man, not a god.
Yeah, he actually has to work at it, man.
And I'm the only one that still buys comic books out the crew, I think. But that's what he does through the whole series.
That's not true. I buy comics. I buy black comics, so.
Well, I buy all comics, but eventually he does. He's the story is literally a zero to hero story because he starts at the bottom and he ends up at the top. So, in Trials, like we said last week, is basically a better Spider-Man story.
Yeah. I wouldn't say better, but I think it's more updated for modern kind of taste. It has more violence in it. I think cursing and stuff like that is, it's definitely not your father's superhero. Sure, a little bit more for older audiences. Yeah.
Well, they did have that new Spider-Man series that came out. It just finished. I didn't watch any of it though.
It looks stupid to me. I didn't like the look of it.
Good.
I'm like, I'm sure it's good. I don't like the look of it.
Oh, you don't like that animation style.
Yeah, you can't give me Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse and then give me that. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna work.
Man, that costs a lot of money to make that, man.
I don't care.
It's two different studios.
I don't care.
But I mean, that costs a lot of money.
One's Disney,
like that,
one's Sony.
Spider-Man is Sony.
Well, Sony has to do something.
Well, the show he's talking about is from Disney Plus or Disney.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Well, how do you know it wasn't produced by Sony? It's just not. They're just showing.
Well, Sony still had a hand in it because everything Spider-Man, they got to get it. They got to get that dollar.
Yeah, I think Sony still owns the rights.
So, yeah, but like I said, it's just a better Spider-Man story, and literally he starts from the bottom, he ends up at the top, and the journey there so far is what it's intriguing. He's still, like we said last week, he's going through real life stuff. He has to find an apartment and figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah.
He juggles women.
And Adam and Eve is just such a much better fit for him because his other girlfriend was getting on my nerves.
Amber.
Yeah, you want to talk about like properly depicting the modern Western woman? Freaking Amber, man. It's just ungrateful and annoying. Yeah.
Does he have women issues to like all of his showing or like through the whole show?
It's through the whole show. Yes, we can't. There's some crazy stuff that's gonna happen in the future. We can't spoil it.
You cannot spoil it.
Let me see if they do that one thing with Anissa.
Well,
don't spoil it for him. Don't.
I don't know because
we gonna see.
I don't know because this last I'll let it wait until after next week. But something was supposed to happen with Amber, and it didn't happen. So
yeah, they are cutting some stuff out. Some of the more crazier stuff that happened in the comic. They've slowly started cutting some of that stuff. But
they already got cursing and Omni-Man just wrecking.
Yeah, but that part's too integral to Mark's story though, because they don't do that. Like the whole story would change to some. There would be major parts that would change if they don't add that part. Yeah. They had to add something similar to that in the show because it impacts his character a lot.
Yeah, but and well, the other thing is I like the fact that this about Invincible is everybody's growing. It's not just Mark. Like you see, Omni-Man is one place, and now he's changing into somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
The people who basically how we should treat this world. The people who stay the same, they gotta go. They got to go. But the people who decide, like, I gotta change the world, and if you're not down for the cause, you gotta go. And that's how I see his story so far. Everybody who's stuck in the past, they get left in the past.
That's Immortal, bro. Immortal's stuck in the past.
Oh, he has plot armor.
I know he's the worst character. I'm not gonna lie, he's the worst character in the series.
Plot armor is crazy.
Immortal?
Yeah, that man's trash.
I mean, why do you say that for?
I mean,
Like, what's your reasoning? What's your reasoning for saying?
You would think with somebody with his amount of experience or how long he's lived, he would have like a better mindset, especially when it comes to in that future timeline. I'm like, yo, like,
well, that's what I don't think you were paying attention. His weakness is that, look, put it like this: can you remember much of when you were like 2 or 3 years old?
Not really.
No, you can't. So his weakness is he lives so long, but he still has an average brain. So he remember he even says it in the cartoon. He was like, I can't even remember, like, you know what I'm saying? All the women I've loved and married, I can't even remember half of them because it's so long ago. His brain can't keep it all. You see what I'm saying? So that's part of his. So he's gone crazy. He went crazy
for living so long.
I thought that was really cool. It was an interesting take on immortality that you don't really often see that much.
Yeah, because usually immortality they show it as you being wise and all that.
Yeah, so I was like, I think that's I wouldn't call it trash. I don't think he's a trash character. I think it's an interesting take. That's an interesting take, like on the immortality trope that I had. I don't really quite see. I don't think I've ever seen it. Maybe it's some obscure thing somewhere, but in like a mainstream media type, I've never seen anybody take that take with immortality. The closest I've seen is there's a movie called The Man from Earth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember that movie?
Yeah, that was a damn good movie.
That's a good movie. Yeah, I've never seen the sequel, but the first one was good as hell. But
sequel is not as good.
Yeah.
But it
was good because I won't ruin the story for you, Carvin. You should check it out. Definitely check this movie out. Because this movie is a good example of you don't need a big budget, you don't need special effects. I think most of the movie takes place in one room. I think they go outside of his house a couple times.
They did like a type of thing.
Yeah, in one room. Yeah, and it's just a conversation between some old professors, and you find out that one of the professors that's leaving the college, and no one can understand why he's leaving. He's just up and leaving. And then as he's talking to them, they have like a little party, a little dinner party. They're kind of like celebrating his him leaving. And he just kind of breaks down and tells them, he was like, look, I'm a Cro-Magnon. I've been alive since caveman days. And at first they don't believe him, but he starts revealing all this stuff. But one of the things he says is, I'm average intelligence. My intelligence grew as humanity's intelligence grew.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Grow at a faster rate though, since he has more time than anybody else. Like, but
if
you be at the highest, if you live that long, right? You have the opportunity to just have the highest IQ of any human that ever existed because you have more time to study knowledge and learn things, right?
Go ahead.
But you have more time to study, but you also have more time to forget.
Yeah. Yeah, and also not everyone's going to be a genius. He may just not have one of those types of minds. Like he probably be smarter than the average person because he's been around so long. He just knows more things. But like he said, when it came to in the movie, when it came to advancements in sciences and stuff, he met a lot of famous people. But he said his advancement grew with humanity's advancement. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't be everywhere doing everything all at once. It was a really interesting take. You should definitely watch the movie. It was a good take. Because it's this notion that, okay, if your power is immortality, that you automatically have this great mind, I think is what makes the immortal such a good, interesting character. Even though he's a man out of time, he's still a man of the times because he can't remember. He can't remember, even though he's been alive for so long. So I thought it was interesting. That's why I don't think he's a trash character. I thought that was an interesting take. You know.
I
I
honestly
feel like that's
don't
the most realistic.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I honestly can't think of any character on the show that's like I'm totally just why are you here?
Yeah.
Even though Amber is annoying, I see the purpose that she's served.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Give Mark a little taste of that toxic relationship so he can appreciate what he has with Adam and Eve. Guess everyone has to go through it.
Everybody has problems sometimes.
But yeah. You guys want to move to the Daredevil trailer?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's see.
I just remember Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Thank you for finding the time. It's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again. A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world. I could say the same about you. A mayor serves his city. I can see you're not entirely convinced. Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system. Why did you stop being a vigilante? The line was crossed. It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us. This city can't go unchecked. Sometimes peace needs to be broken. Chaos must reign. Am I putting the hatchet down? I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
Oh shit, that's next week.
All right, before anyone gets started, I just want to say this. At least the Punisher's hatchet was bigger than Captain America's little axe thing. I was like, what the hell was that thing? But yeah, you guys go ahead and say your pieces.
I'm like we said, we're all comic book guys. I'm looking forward to this season because I really don't know anything about the main villain. This is the first series I've seen in a long time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it to see what the villain is all about.
You don't know anything about Kingpin?
It's not Kingpin. The main villain.
It's not Kingpin.
No, it's the Muse. Is the Muse is the main villain.
You saw that guy in the white and black, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was a random criminal.
No.
Mask. I didn't realize.
He's the next villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like Daredevil is like when I was a kid, Daredevil was not compelling to me because he was too similar to Spider-Man to me when I was a kid because I didn't get the nuances of the character. But as I got older and realized this man he's like most Marvel characters are tortured souls, but he's literally a tortured soul. He's blind and he's trying to fight crime in a city that basically he's trying to fight crime on both ends of the spectrum. And I'm like, man, that makes him a lot more altruistic, I want to say, than Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man,
what do you mean by the both ends of the spectrum? You mean like
he's a lawyer? He's a lawyer.
Okay, I got
you. Trying to fight crime on one end, and then he goes out there and tries to fight crime with his fist on the other side. Yeah. So, all right, I understand. But Spider-Man, when you really think about it, Spider-Man was always a kind of selfish character. His selfishness
Also a
got
child.
Yeah,
He was a
this is
child.
true. This is true.
Was he?
He's grown.
Is he selfish? I wouldn't consider.
Yeah, I don't
Spider-Man.
think he's really selfish.
all
What
right.
are you talking about, dude?
Hold on. Do we realize that Spider-Man takes pictures of himself to sell it?
I mean, yeah, but that's not.
I mean, but what?
selfish.
That's not selfish. He's just trying to
He
get his
broke.
job doing what he loves. Like, what do you mean? Like, do you think he actually
that man broke.
pictures? Like
Yeah,
he wants to be Spider-Man, but you can't be Spider-Man as a full-time job. That's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, that I don't really see that as selfish. I will say though.
Hold on. Let's we can have this debate. Spider-Man in the comic books tried to join the Avengers just because they had a stipend plan.
Yeah, but that just seems like
Hang on, there's different versions of Spider-Man. Every comic book is like a different version of Spider-Man. So some Spider-Man
not just that, but
you're generalizing Spider-Man. What is different versions?
Yeah, but even that's a regular person who sees a job opportunity and is like, look, I can help people and provide for myself.
That's kind of a no-brainer at that point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You gotta look after yourself too.
And you could say Spider-Man is the most non-selfish. One of the most non-selfish characters because he could have stopped. Remember, he stopped being Spider-Man for a little bit, and he saw that it was not working. So he went back to being Spider-Man because people needed him. That's being not selfish.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between
that's not being selfish.
There's a difference between being like, okay, I got to be a little bit of self-serving because I got to provide for myself, and being selfish. You know what I'm saying? Being selfish is like, I'm going to just use my power, like how he originally was, like before Uncle Ben died. Like, I want to use my powers for power, fame, and glory. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, and not for any good at all. Like, okay, that's kind of selfish. But yeah, to call him selfish, I don't know. Look, I will say this about Daredevil. I've never actually finished the Daredevil series that was on Netflix. I didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was good. I think I got to like maybe the third or fourth episode, and I turned it off. I thought it was. A lot of people praise the action. I don't really like the action that much. I think that a lot of the acting was subpar to me. There was one particular scene, man, and I turned that episode off, and I never went back to it after this one scene. It was the one scene where Daredevil reveals his identity as Daredevil, or what's his name? The lawyer. What's his name?
Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock reveals that he's Daredevil to his friend Foggy, and Foggy gets like all upset, and the acting was just so bad. I was like, this is garbage. I don't really like the action. I don't know what the big deal is. The acting's bad. I don't really like the guy that's playing Daredevil. I don't think he's. Yeah, I don't find him convincing. I don't think he looks the part. I don't think he's big enough for the part. And I just don't like the action. I know a lot of people like the action. I don't think the action is that good. I just don't. I don't think it's that good. I see what they're trying to do. Like they're trying to go for that the Raid old boy type of action. I don't think it works. I just don't think it works for a superhero. I see Daredevil moving more like Captain America and like a merge between Captain America and Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's supposed to be very agile, like almost as agile as Spider-Man. Not quite on the same level, but near him.
He's like a better, not a better Robin. He's like on that spectrum.
He's a poor Batman.
Yeah, poor Batman, basically.
Yeah. I like the guy that's playing Kingpin. What's his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, I like that actor a lot. But I could never get into Daredevil, the show. Matter of fact, I think I watched all of Jessica Jones. I suffered through all of
Iron Fist, Luke Cage.
Would you say?
But I actually could not. I couldn't finish Daredevil. I just couldn't finish it.
Would you say he's a better Daredevil than Ben Affleck's Daredevil?
Yes, he is better.
Because I'm like, who would be Daredevil then? If you
I would say no. I would say no. I would say their take on the character is better, like the mood. I think, but as far as fulfilling the role, I like Affleck better. I don't think the movie was that good. But
yeah,
him as Daredevil, I like him as Daredevil better than this other guy. Now, to be fair though, a young Ben Affleck would have made a great Batman. I mean, he was an okay older Batman too. But if you look at like images of like look at this, like young Ben Affleck. Like he looks like Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, like a playboy. Well, Batman's not a playboy, but
Yeah, I mean, he
Bruce Wayne
looks
is.
like you. One could
yeah,
argue
yeah.
he doesn't have enough kind of like his eyes are a little too bright.
Mhm.
Maybe he doesn't have the grimacing look enough. But
Well, that's
and he
older
definitely
Ben
has the
Affleck right
build for
there.
it. Yeah, but he looks like a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion.
You know, they still haven't
but
cast
yeah.
Batman for this. Well, I think they have.
Matter of
They
fact, this
just-
would have been like if a young Matt Damon played Daredevil and they had a different tone, I could see young Matt Damon playing Daredevil.
True with the
Hey,
blonde
look
hair.
at that. Well, I don't think Daredevil has blonde hair. He has brown hair, but I think for the most,
Brown.
usually Matt Damon has brown hair. Yeah. Come on, man. That's definitely Batman. I mean, his eyes are a little too bright. He grimace a little more, but that's Bruce Wayne. That's him playing Bruce Wayne. You know.
No,
I think they couldn't make it
Batman.
work.
no. We all know who should have played Bruce Wayne. Batman. We all know. What's his name?
Who?
Carl Urban. Carl Urban all day.
Nah.
Yes.
too British.
Yes.
He looks too British.
He looks too
Nah, not Carl Urban.
They got a British guy playing Batman now. What are you talking about?
true.
Nah. And he's wrong for the part. He's wrong for the part.
Man, have we not seen Dredd? Have we not? You will put some respect on this man's name.
Robert Pattinson?
No, I'm talking about Carl Urban.
Oh.
No, we're talking about Robert Pattinson. He's wrong for the part.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah,
also
like,
don't like.
As
I don't
far
like the
as
suit.
far as far
Not
as
Ben Affleck.
embodying,
I like Ben Affleck's suit, but
yeah, as far as
like
embodying the
the-
role, I actually like Affleck better. But it was still a shitty movie.
I mean,
It was
yes.
bad. If they had like a better director and stuff like that.
Costume.
But I
Yeah,
feel like
they
Ben
did
Affleck's
that.
costume is kind of almost
Atrocious?
comic accurate, a little bit.
No, it's not.
It's not
No. That costume is
the red.
terrible.
The red.
That costume is terrible.
Because the new Daredevil, his suit isn't that red. It's mostly like he kind of has like a Punisher type Daredevil suit.
Well, he has more armor on it.
Yeah, armor on it. But like if you see like comic book accurate Daredevil, he has like a basically like a leather suit in a way.
I mean,
It's not armor.
realistically, almost all
really-
superheroes wear spandex. They don't wear no kind of armor. But
Yeah,
for the
spandex.
movies, they make them look more armored up for the
Okay.
movie.
Oh,
Realistically,
Yeah, because it'll probably
but
just look crazy.
stylized, they don't wear armor. Let's be
Hold on,
honest.
you think I'm gonna be out in these streets with no armor? No.
I mean, yeah, I get why he has armor on. I'm just saying, like, if somebody wanted it to be more comic accurate, I
And
can
I'll
see
be
it.
perfectly honest with you. Go back up, G Flux. Go back up and stop. They got the side by side. I'll be more-
Batman.
I would be more intimidated by the new armor than this old one.
Yeah,
Tell you the truth, I don't really like either one of them all that much.
that's cool.
But I do think the newer ones is better. I like the red eyes on the old one.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. They have their pros and cons. For
That would have been funny if what's his name? Ben Affleck Daredevil appeared in the Deadpool movie with Wolverine and Blade and all of that.
That'd have been funny.
That would have been hilarious.
Well, they explained it away.
He would have towered over like Ben Affleck's huge, isn't he?
like 6'4", I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. How tall is Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds ain't short. He's like 6.
And I think Hugh Jackman's like 6'2".
Yeah. They're all pretty tall dudes. I mean, I don't think
I think
Reynolds is short.
I honestly think Wesley Snipes was the shortest one out of the whole crew.
Yeah, but Wesley Snipes ain't that tall. Let's see. Ryan Reynolds is 6'2".
Yeah, see?
Yeah, he's 6'2". So he's pretty tall. Ben Affleck, I think, is around 6'4". Affleck.
Heightness.
Oh no, he's 6'2".
Oh, they're
Also.
the same height.
Very same height, yeah.
So yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Oh, man.
It says Ben Affleck.
You know a movie is so good that, and I don't see it ever on streaming or anything. Is remember that movie Dogma?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was so freaking good, man. People don't ever talk about it no more, though.
I
What a
think
good movie.
I think they have something else. Well, no, they have another Clerks coming out, but all those most
don't care about
a lot of those actors died. So
Huh?
a lot of the actors in this movie died. Like
Chris Rock's still alive. This guy's
no,
still alive. This guy's
no,
still alive.
Alan Rickman,
Yeah, Alan
the
Rickman died.
Metatron,
Yeah.
and George
Metatron,
Carlin died,
Yeah, George Carlin. I mean, yeah, they were old.
and
Especially George Carlin. He was old.
Carrie Fisher.
That's right. She's dead. Yeah. Carbon, have you ever seen this movie?
No.
What about you, J Rock?
I probably did. I just probably wasn't paying attention.
And
You Gen Zs.
Well, I mean, some of these movies will come on like FX, and like, you know, like your mom might just turn it on and you're not watching it for.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Alanis Morissette played God in this.
Yeah.
Back when she was cute.
Well, no, the other person that died recently, and since we're on people who were superhero movies that passed away, Gene Hackman. That was, even though he was ancient.
Yeah, you heard what happened with him?
Well, not only he died, his wife died and his dog died.
Wife and his dog. Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
No, he died too. They said they were.
Yeah,
they were
well, that's what I mean. All three of them died.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he died, the wife died, and the dog died.
Man,
they don't know what it is.
They said there is no foul play, but I don't know because that's.
They said they're going to have to do a deeper search, but I guess the initial kind of like investigation, they didn't see any leaks for like carbon monoxide poison or anything. It's weird. It's a weird story. And then apparently they were dead for a long time because their bodies had showed
like mummified.
Like forms of mummification, and I'm like, damn.
And then they said it's going to make it harder to do the autopsy because their skin is like leather now. I'm like, God damn!
Wow, that's crazy. That means they were there for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That soul selling caught up to him. That's what probably.
But wow. But no, that makes you think like Gene Hackman had kids and everything. Like they would have been in there by 60 or something by now. But nobody could have. He was 95. And you mean to tell me that nobody decided to call and check on this man?
Well, they did. I think that's kind of no, I think some maintenance people.
Maintenance people came. Yeah. So the family, nobody showed up.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, well, I guess it depends on how. I mean, because they had been dead for a long time if they were like practically mummified.
I mean, they might not have a good relationship with their family though, so they might not have called them.
Well, what gets me is the dog dying. Like, how old?
I mean, if they died, the dog would starve. What do you mean?
I mean, yes,
but they had two other dogs on the premises that were alive.
Yeah,
but I think they were outside though.
But they're not getting fed. That's what I mean.
I mean, they might be able to break out of the yard though and get some food if they're outside.
Yeah, if they're outside, they can kind of like, I
don't know.
And if need be, they can eat the bugs or whatever is crawling around in the yard. But the dog inside the house is screwed.
Yeah.
Bizarre story.
I mean, he was a fantastic actor.
He was a great actor, man. And it's a shitty way to go, but not at 95, he lived a full life.
He did live a full life, man. Because I mean, I was gonna watch Unforgiven today because that's one of my favorite movies with him.
Great movie. You guys ever seen Unforgiven?
No.
Pull it up.
You might have to pull it up. I don't remember that title.
Man, Clinton is up there too.
You guys ever seen this movie?
Yes.
Good freaking movie.
And there goes my all-time pick for Wolverine right there, man.
He's too tall, man. He definitely has the face for it, the grimacing look, but he's just too tall.
Like I said, he could play old man Logan. He could play old man Logan. At this point in time, he could play old man Logan.
Matter of fact, I think old man Logan was modeled after this character in this movie, though.
I think he was.
He spelled Clinton wrong.
I know. I just want to see if anybody did any edits of Clint. Yeah, I have seen this where they show side by side with him and Hugh Jackman.
He just got. I mean, but I don't know. Were people even interested in Wolverine when he was young? Oh, talking about
was it the 60s? I think Wolverine was created in the 70s, right?
Yeah, so he wasn't even a character yet.
I mean, Clint was making movies all throughout the 70s too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I guess they just didn't have the idea, and
Well,
maybe like the
his son looks just like him though. So
He does, yeah.
Scott, no,
Jack Nicholson's
Yeah,
son looks just like him.
but some people
If
it's
you don't-
just not. It's just not the look. It has to be the charisma too.
Come on, man. Jack Nicholson, man. I'm sorry, Jack Nicholson all
y'all
the
don't,
way, dude.
well, y'all don't like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Actually,
Oh no, we don't
I
have a
don't like
problem with it.
I think I will say I think he got better over time, but I don't particularly care for him as Wolverine. Actually, Kurt Russell with the mutton chops, wherever the heck they're called, kind of looks.
Well, you
like
gotta have the
Wolverine.
mutton chops if you're gonna be Wolverine.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's Wolverine right there, dude.
Clint Eastwood.
No, that's Jack Nicholson.
I mean, yeah,
Come
Jack-
on. Come on, look at it. Hey, come on. Freaking Wolverine. That is freaking
I don't know.
Wolverine.
I just been as long as I've
That
been
is
alive.
Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman's been my Wolverine, so
And then
I can't.
then he's
He's
short.
been
He's
the
short
only
like
one.
Wolverine too.
You know,
He's
hey,
short
no,
like
he's been
Wolverine.
the only.
Yeah, that's
he's
what I
the
mean.
only
Like
Yeah.
I can't like. It's been brainwashed in my
No.
brain to know that Hugh Jackman
Look.
is Wolverine. So if
Yo,
seeing
he's
anybody else,
He's the only Wolverine.
Yeah.
Live
That
action
is
anyway.
look at this. That's Wolverine, dude. It's almost like he was made for that part. It was like it just never happened. He was actually probably too old to play him by the time they started making the X-Men movies anyway.
and I'm about to say all these people that y'all talking about, by the time Hugh Jackman became Wolverine, they were already like in their 70s. So
Jack Nicholson just
I
Jack
don't
Nicholson's
think
always
so.
been a
'Cause that was that
Or
was in the early
60s.
2000s. He might have been in the 60s.
hey, but man, no, Jack.
See, this is his son. This is his son. See, look, there's his son.
Oh,
His son
yeah,
can play
yeah.
Wolverine too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has a very round face.
yeah, that's Wolverine.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
it's rounded in his father's, but I think if he bulked up and they did the hair thing, I think he could do it.
I say,
will say,
like they did in the movie,
old-
they should
I
have
like-
had the dude who
I
plays
like
Superman
older-
as Wolverine. I see him as Wolverine.
Oh, you mean
I don't remember the guy's name.
Where who?
Dang, what's the name?
The
guy that
actor
played in
that
Man
plays
of Steel.
Superman in Man of Steel.
Henry
What's his
Cavill?
name?
Yeah,
Henry Cavill. Yeah.
I can see him as a Wolverine.
I actually can't see that actually.
They did it. They already did it.
Yeah, in the
Deadpool.
Deadpool movie,
and Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah.
especially now that he's getting older.
He was cool.
Because Wolverine's always had kind of like a mature look to me, anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's old. He's like 100 and something years old.
But he's not supposed to look like 50.
He's supposed to be like
like- yeah.
like it's like prime 30s.
30s. Yeah.
But
Come on, dude. That's Wolverine right there.
I have to see the hair. Because also he was balding. So
well, Jack Nicholson, man, he's been like he's had that. I think he's one of the rare actors that didn't have a bunch of dud movies. Oh,
Yeah, I
He's
don't,
like-
I don't think I've ever seen like a shitty Jack Nicholson movie.
it's like Brad Pitt. I've never seen Brad
Most-
Pitt in a terrible
Yeah,
movie.
You're right. Most movies I've
Yeah.
seen Jack Nicholson in, even if it wasn't like my favorite movie, I was like, man, it was a decent movie.
they also had a good they
Oh
mostly
shit,
had-
they got my thing. Look at this right here. Look at this. When I look it up, remember I showed you guys this last time?
Oh yeah. That's
Holy
yours.
crap, it comes up. Yeah, it's mine. I created that.
You created it. That's cool.
Yeah. It says, how much do you agree with this fandom?
Man, you need to be getting
Oh,
paid
wow,
for this.
Someone, holy crap, someone. I
Man, that's
can't
crazy.
read it though. God, I can't read
Like,
it.
click on the link and see where it takes you to, bro.
I did click on it, but I can't read the comments. I gotta select it because they look like the person pictured next
Famous.
to them.
Famous.
Right here it says, Obvious is indeed a good pick for X. I should have put my name on this thing. The Iceman pick is awful. They're crazy, man. They're crazy. That's a perfect Iceman. Robert Patrick.
So they
No.
agree with everything besides Iceman.
Well,
Probably because it's like he's too serious and Iceman's kind of jokey.
yeah. His
I mean,
personality.
he's an actor. He can.
Yeah, yeah. he
Probably
could do
just-
some jokes, yeah.
No, I agree. Well, I agree with you, G Flux, because Robert what's his name? Robert Patrick. He had him in Peacemaker. He is hilarious. He is hilarious as Peacemaker. So
Well, that's what I meant. Like that actors at the end of the
This
day.
guy says, I think Ralph Macchio. What? As Iceman? Hell no.
No.
I like Ralph Macchio, but not as Iceman.
Yeah, no.
And he is a good actor. I will say he's a good actor. He doesn't even look the part. He looks too Italian. Iceman just looks like a average
And he's skinny.
Anglo
He's very skinny.
Anglo American.
Because is Robert Patrick American?
yes,
He is
Yeah.
American.
yes.
Well, I mean, so is
Because I know a lot of British actors. Some of them are British that I didn't even know they were British. So that's why I'm clarifying.
Yeah.
Probably the I don't disagree with it. You want to know who all of us always agreed would have been the perfect Thor? The guy from 13th Warrior.
Yeah. Bullfine.
Yeah. Yep.
Isn't Thor supposed to be fat?
No. Oh, and like real mythology.
Yeah,
Yes.
real mythology.
Didn't the guy that played Kingpin, he played Thor or a Thor-like character. What's the guy's name? The guy that played Kingpin in Daredevil. What's his name? Alfonso. What's his name?
Vincent
Daredevil's cast.
Vincent.
D'Onofrio? No.
He on Northfield.
You don't
remember when he played like a Thor-like character? He doesn't look it because he always looks like a butterbean. Y'all remember that? Vincent I'll put a Thor when he was younger, obviously. Thor in Adventures with Babysitting.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him.
See?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played like a
Thor-like character because
because
a little girl, like her favorite character was Thor,
and
then like they went to go get the car fixed, and she sees him, and she thinks that he's Thor. So she like bows to him and stuff like that.
They're saying he could be a He-Man. They're saying he could have been a He-Man.
Who this Vincent Alfonso guy?
Yeah.
D'Onofrio. Yeah.
Definitely looks like he has a height for it right there.
Oh, he's a very tall guy.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. Yeah, he definitely had like the build for it. You can tell he worked out for that role. I forgot he played the Roach dude.
He did?
In Black.
Yep.
That was him.
Only thing that holds up, I'm supposed to wait around here for goddamn truck.
Water. Sugar.
Water. Yeah, that's sugar.
Water. Sugar.
I forgot that was him, man. All right, guys, let's move on to the last thing. We're going to talk about some Dragon Ball Daima. Let's see. Bring up my image here.
Is the new episode come out today?
Yeah. You haven't seen it? Oh my god, you haven't seen it?
All
right, guys.
Who
has seen it? I guess it's just me and Demetrius. I guess it's only me and Demetrius. Man. I was hoping John would be a part of this. It's the finale.
I've been working all day, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to work. Got to make your money. All right.
I watched it after this thing.
Demetrius, what'd you think, man?
First 15 minutes, phenomenal. Last 15 minutes, yeah,
horrible.
I liked it all, man. I thought it was a fitting end. Most of the episode was action. I thought I liked the lighthearted nature of it because that's how Dragon Ball began. I thought it was a fitting end to Akira Toriyama's career. And I wish they had like a little tribute to him at the end of
the year anniversary of his death too, man.
Yeah. Did you watch the after the credits?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it all the way through.
Yeah, because after the credits, they kind of show where the evil eye thing comes from. I thought that was funny. I thought it was pretty cool. But the artwork, amazing. Action, just whoo, boy. Seeing him just keep powering up, and really going after the Demon King. Man, that was just so dope.
People actually hit on people are actually hitting on something. only complaint I would have to have about it is it didn't explain Super Saiyan 4 is like where it goes very well at all. Not at all, actually. They didn't say like he said he was working on the power for a while.
Yeah.
And after that, so
I mean, there's definitely a plot hole because why didn't he use Super Saiyan 4 against Beerus? He stopped at Super Saiyan 3. Maybe he just thought because it wouldn't be enough. I don't know. But still, you think he would have tried it. So it definitely created a plot hole.
Well, did he skip it?
You know what?
No, we're talking about before he became Super Saiyan God. Remember when he fought Beerus?
Oh yeah.
The furthest he went was Super Saiyan 3 to fight him.
Well,
I think he.
Well, you know what? I kind of see what they're going to do because you remember when Beerus was first introduced, they said that he said, yeah, a guy just like this. I saw myself fighting, and the silhouette had a tail, so I could see what they're trying to do with it. Yeah, but I would think Ultra Instinct and everything is stronger than Super Saiyan 4 by far.
I mean, I think so, but I'm just saying, as far as the plot hole is okay. If you're going to try and take out Beerus and you don't use your best form, and you stop at Super Saiyan 3, why would you do that? Unless he was just tapped out.
Probably just tapped out.
No, he wasn't. Harper tapped out because he's because you remember he just Beerus ran up on him and just tapped him in the neck and he was done.
Yeah,
he didn't tap out. He was just knocked out.
Yeah, defeated.
So, but as for action, 9.9 because I don't give anything a perfect 10. As for conflict resolution, a 3.
Why would you give it a 3 for? Because I thought, I mean, there's only but so many ways you can end it. So I thought the way they ended it was kind of fitting for how he started his career. Like I said, it ended on kind of like a fun, lighthearted note. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all.
I didn't. I
like the fact that what's his name becomes the Demon King, Majin Buu. I thought that was funny.
Well, and I did like one thing I did like about it when Neva was talking to Dende and Piccolo. He's like, "Yo, y'all always have a home here, so if shit gets too real out there, y'all can always come back here." As for like show of power, Goku wasn't holding back on this dude.
Yeah, he was messing him up.
Like,
yeah, he was messing him up.
And like when he was like
the life or death thing.
I never got.
It really wasn't. It was really more like. Go ahead.
Yeah, I never got a sense that their lives were in danger in this one. I thought because what I really got from Goma was he's just trying to take over everything. He wasn't trying to kill anybody.
And he was kind of like just testing his power against him.
Yeah, but like when Goku was so strong that he shot through like 3 worlds. That's And the side effect of that is he actually purified the air for everybody. So so
that's pretty cool.
Goku's always been that dude, man.
I just thought it was a lot of fun. It was a fun series.
It was fun. I really like
the theme song. The theme song really always gets you kind of
I like that theme song.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that reminds me of Dragon Ball Z in a way. Like how the pace of the theme song is.
Yeah.
I like it.
My favorite Dragon Ball, of course, is Z, but my favorite theme song is Rock the Dragon. I mean, you remember on Sunday mornings we used to hear that. Even though that was an American based.
That was more of a pure action show, whereas this one's a bit more lighthearted. So I thought the theme song for this one fitted really well.
And then no, but what is it? Shala, hey Chala. But that's the
Shala, hey Chala. Yeah, I like that theme song.
But I had to overall, what do we give the series? Like from episode 1 to episode 20, what do you give it?
Like if we would do like Lucent Bulbs.
Yeah.
I think I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5, man. I think when it comes to like aesthetics, it looked amazing. It's definitely the best looking Dragon Ball series that's come out since GT, in my opinion. Because Super looked like trash. That one thing that's like little short things that's based on video games, those don't really look all that good. A lot of the movies look like garbage.
I mean, no. Some of the game, what was the fighters? Fighters look good. What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about that little. What's it called? Dragon Ball Heroes, animated little short.
Oh, Dragon Ball Hero.
Those don't look that good.
And they have good aspects, and they could be great. But I agree with G Plugs. Like but it wasn't supposed to be a series that everybody was supposed to gravitate towards. This series, like first it had the hype of it being Toriyama's last Dragon Ball work.
Yeah.
Then it had the hype. Well, all the fight scenes pretty much had the guy who all the fight scenes built up. Like they were all good, but there was nothing about any fight scene that I was like, oh,
it felt more like Dragon Ball Z to me.
The story. Hold on. The story was Dragon Ball. The fight scenes were Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It was 2 in 1.
Yeah.
And the best of both worlds. And then Goku was a kid when he needed to be, and he was a man when he needed
to be. Yeah. And it seemed to me like when he was turning a kid, he was just kind of having fun because he was in a kid's body. But when he got his adult body back, boy,
like I said, he corrected Guerrillo's name and everything. So you saw that he went back to his adult ways. Yeah. Once he saw that he was an adult, obviously.
And like the scene you got up for the thumbnail, I want that on a shirt.
Yeah, when I was watching, like, man, I gotta screenshot this
because, like, but the only hang up I have about his design is I still don't like the fact that the arms, if they had it when he was a little kid, like showing that he's still growing.
Yeah,
he's still growing. Yeah, man. When he became full grown, they had the fur all the way to his wrist.
I'm not gonna lie though. After he battled him for a while, and right before he was about to do the Kamehameha, and he powers up, and you just see all the energy. I thought he was gonna go gold in the Super Saiyan 4 form. I was like, holy crap! I thought they were gonna do it. They didn't do it. They just gave him like a really bright aura. Well, I was like, holy crap! He's about to go Super Saiyan stacked on top of Super Saiyan 4.
But the other thing, they didn't pay off the bugs. They said because they had the fusion bugs, but I think that would have been overkill for Goma.
Yeah,
like Vegeta or Gogeta.
Yeah,
but it would have been dope to see.
Yeah. Well, I would not have wanted to see that. I would rather have seen another fusion, like maybe one of those demons fuse or something like that.
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing. They didn't introduce enough other characters, but on that power rate, I would like to see the Tamagami's fuse. Yeah, like the 1 or 2. I would like to see them fuse.
For all three.
All three. Because they had the fusion where all three. The fusion was a 3-way fusion. That would have been dope.
That
like a multi-armed fusion.
Yeah.
But
you know who they did wrong in this series though? It's Piccolo, man.
Explain, please.
Like he gets like hit by Goma when he tries to like one. It was just bad combat, and he's a better fighter than that. Because remember, like his goal was to hit the back of his head, and when he does it, he announces it. He's like, "All right, here I go." He like says it all loud, and as he's hitting him, he's like yelling. I was like, "Come on, like just do it and get the job done, man."
But if you really think about it, they've been doing Piccolo dirty for a while.
Yeah,
because on the Dragon Ball Superhero, Piccolo got this new form, and the Cell Max just started whooping that ass. So I'm like, and I'm not talking about just a regular like he'll start losing a fight after we're going out of energy. No, Cell Max was like, he was pimping his ass.
Yeah, dog walking him basically.
Yes.
And it didn't make any sense because I'm like, how you gonna give Piccolo an upgrade and then the next thing dog walk him? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they were setting it up for Gohan.
I mean, yes, but I'm like, that's a distasteful type of thing for Piccolo because it's like, because what Piccolo's training Gohan basically.
But
So
I thought the power up was so they could match the other two androids.
I mean, yes, it's just I didn't like it.
You know what? You know who I want to get dog walk just in this series? Just because I'm tired of him, his ups and downs. Gohan, I just want him to get marched around.
Hasn't he already got dog walk?
Not really. Well, Boo kind of did.
Boo
kind of did it.
Boo definitely did it. I know Boo did because Boo is a menace. So
that's one of my least favorite Dragon Ball arcs is the Boo saga.
Man, what about that when Golden Frieza came back and all those freaking minions were beating him up?
I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z.
I was about to say.
Because like it's almost like it's very anticlimactic to me. I thought Frieza and Cell were just much better villains. I didn't like the goofiness of Boo. I thought it began well with the whole managing Vegeta thing, but Boo himself, I didn't care. And then the way he beats him was with the spear bomb. I was like, I didn't like it. I thought the art and stuff got better and everything. I'll give him that.
I can disagree with
that. But it's definitely my least favorite saga. I like the Android saga better, the Cell saga better, the Saiyan saga better, Frieza saga better.
The fights were better. The fights were better in Cell games. Because when Piccolo and Android 17 got down, they got down.
Yeah. Dude, this is the video this is the guy I was telling John about. Let me pull it up. This is my Facebook. This is guy like he breaks down the fights, but he breaks it down like he's breaking down like a boxing match, and I guess he has like this like Bronx type of accent, so it's just real funny. But he takes it seriously. It's so cool.
But Boo is supposed to be a goofy type of character anyway.
I know, but you can't give me that after you've given me Cell and Frieza and Androids and Saiyan.
Well, that's what he gave Kid Boo. Kid Boo was a menace. I'm sorry.
I just didn't see it. Like I just thought it was corny. I didn't think it was that good. It looked good. Like a lot of the stuff looked good. Like the end of Z obviously looked better. Like the last saga actually looked the best. But I just wasn't feeling it, man.
I just hope that if they decide to continue, because we still don't have a foregone conclusion that they're going to continue Dragon Ball. But if they decide to continue, build on Toriyama's work. Don't sit there and just go off into your own little world.
Well, that's probably going to happen.
Hopefully
it doesn't.
If J-Rock, hold on, J-Rock, I agree. I can see what you're saying coming true. I can see that, but they because too many people got their hands in the pot. You got Toriyama's family. You have the people in the Dragon Room. You have Taro trying to move the story further, but his hands are tied because he doesn't get advice from Toriyama anymore. You got all these people that like, hey, Dragon Ball is the biggest anime franchise on the planet. You got to listen to us.
It all comes down to who got the most money and who's controlling it. Which I mean, it's Toriyama's family, obviously, but
no, it's not Toriyama's family. It's Bird Studios.
Well, Bird Studios, yes, but whoever is in there, hopefully they, if like you said, if they continue Dragon Ball, they
this guy right here
on Toriyama's legacy.
His channel is called Sensible Saint. Yo, J-Rock, just real quick. This guy's channel is called Sensible Saiyan. But you guys check him out, man. He has a good. I like the way he does his videos, the way he cuts them up and breaks them. Like he'll slow down the fights and he'll talk about, how the character dodges and how they countered it. It was pretty cool, man. Like he breaks it down like it's a boxing match. It was pretty cool. Sensible Saiyan.
Sensible Saiyan.
All right, guys, it's getting late. Let's move on to the last topic. We were going to talk about the new He-Man movie. Let me bring up the images here.
There's a new He-Man movie coming out?
They're making it. I don't know when it's coming out.
Oh.
He-Man, He-Man, and the Masters of the Universe.
Who are Chris Hemsworth as He-Man?
No, here we go. This is what it's. I don't know who this character or who this guy is. I don't know the character.
Oh.
Nicholas
I always hated that sword.
Galatzine.
You don't like the He-Man sword?
I always hated it. It seemed clunky to me. Like thinking of like 80s super, power swords, like the Sword of Thundera.
I don't know, man. His sword looks cool.
Thundercat sword.
Yeah. Oh, I can't really. I'm kind of being biased because that's my favorite series of Thundercat. So
I feel like it's like a mix of Conan and.
Well, it was originally supposed to be a Conan cartoon.
Yeah.
And then when they found out that Conan was gonna be rated R, they had to like change it up and they made their own character or whatever. But what do you guys think about what we see so far? From what I hear, it's gonna take place on Earth and not so much on Eternia.
All right, hate it already.
What?
Next subject.
That's probably a budget thing, you know.
But if you're gonna make a He-Man movie, how are you gonna have it on Earth instead of Eternia? Because
It's
Eternia,
cheaper. It's cheaper to do it that way.
but they can have, that doesn't even make sense because Guardians of the Galaxy can be on another planet. All these other places,
They don't have Guardians
planet.
of the Galaxy. They don't have Guardians of the Galaxy money.
Who's making the movie?
I think it's Amazon.
Amazon got that money.
No,
Man,
you don't get
they
that.
better, hold on, they better give me my $9.99 back a month if they ain't got the money.
I'm about to say, like, all the packages that they be selling.
No, they're not gonna spend that type of money on a
He-Man movie, of course.
Yeah, they're just not gonna do it.
But
okay.
let's talk about, like, that makes you think about what the start of the cast tonight. Andor is mostly practical effects, and that's one of the reasons why they're ending the show, because it cost them too much money.
Yeah,
but it makes a far superior product. So practical effects, we are all fans of tangible. Like the actor is actually has a feel for what's going on around them, not just, hey, they paid me to show up and stand in front of the screen and swing this stick.
Look at this green screen.
I just love when the blasters, I like when the blasters hit stuff and all the sparks go everywhere. I like that.
But I hate that sword. I absolutely hate that sword.
I like it. Even as a kid, I like the look of it. I don't know. I don't really. I'll check this out. I mean, because there's not much to it right now to kind of really judge it, other than just, he looks goofy with the pink shirt on and the wacky hair. But it'd be interesting if this is going to be like a period piece. This is going to take place like in the 90s or the 80s.
Take place in the 80s. What did the sword look like in the cartoon? No, it didn't look like that in the cartoon in the 90s that we liked.
There's different ones. It looks similar.
The
the
80s
one is what that one looks like, the one that you hate. Then the one that
it's
the one that I remember is,
because there's two different ones. There's
that one I remember.
Yeah, this one right here, and then there's one that's a little bit more solid.
Yeah, that's the 80s one. Oh no,
that's the one.
That's not the
80s one, I think.
That's the
these are the two. Right, these are the two right here. You got this one, and I think She-Ra has the one with the gym in it.
The gym. I like
There's something about it. It looks, the simplicity of it that I like, and it almost looks like maybe it was like a bone or something.
Skeletor.
I do like this one too, though.
Skeletor.
I like the Skeletor memes. I like those memes.
Oh, the one I was about to say, but I know what it is to get demonetized.
Yes. Yeah, I like the Skeletor facts. The Skeletor facts, they're funny.
Remember. But I like that sword a lot better than the one they have.
This one, I hate this one. I really hate this one. I like the more. I like the simplified one. I like this one right here. I remember having
Hold
this
on,
right here when I was a kid.
Let's do a side by side. Which sort of let's look at the Sword of Thundera, man.
I'm not like I would argue that I do like the Sword of Thundera better, but I don't have really have any real issues with the He-Man sword.
So the almonds, almonds. Let's go.
Ooh, that sword's cool. I'm sorry.
It's dope.
Yeah,
That sword's so cool.
It's dope.
I will say though that even though I like this sword,
I like the red and black.
I
With the paint with the cat.
think design design wise, I think the He-Man sword flows better. Like if like right here they have like let me click on this one. Like see how it goes up like this and it just looks like there's parts just kind of stuck onto it. It doesn't flow like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me if I can save it and then put it in my in Clip Studio.
In the show, it gives it a little bit more justice.
Hold on. That's why he doesn't have sight behind sight, because he doesn't have the ability.
I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like the sword. I just, if you want to talk about flow, like the flow of the blade of the feng shui of the sword, this looks like they just add stuff onto it.
I don't know about that.
But yeah, let me show you what I mean. Let me get rid of this, and I'll open it up in Clip Studio. Open.
Now we could also argue about who's better power up, Thundercat or He-Man.
He-Man will whoop. He will whoop. Yeah, he will.
No, not like fighting wise. I'm talking about power up. Like when He-Man says
He-Man
by the power of Grayskull.
He-Man.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Well, although I do like how the Sword of Omens gets bigger. That's pretty cool.
And then but damn, He-Man had somebody in his own show that whoop his ass. Like you remember that episode with King Grayskull?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they you know what? Didn't they whitewash him? King Grayskull wasn't he supposed to originally be black?
I don't know. I know they made him black in later renditions, but I don't know about the original one.
I know that Netflix series I did not like.
And the Masters, I think. Yeah, because they did some feminist stuff, man. It's like, come on, and it looked like as far as like visually, it looked really good. But man, I couldn't watch it.
But then they tried to correct it way too late. Like we didn't care.
I was like, I'm done. Yeah,
did they kill He-Man?
Yeah,
basically.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, how you gonna kill the main character?
Yeah, I was like, damn, this.
That didn't make any sense.
Damn this. Like, why don't you just make a She-Ra show?
Yeah.
There's a female version of like, just make a She-Ra. Why you got to insert it into the He-Man?
Oh, why you gotta kill He-Man? That doesn't make sense.
Well, let me show you guys what I mean, right? Like, okay, here I'll make my thing bigger here. Like, you see how like there's like it looks kind of clunky.
A toy, though, B.
I mean, it's modeled after the actual sword. I mean, it's very close.
I think that
blocky image.
Those blocky parts right there.
No, let's find it so we can see sword of what's it called? Sword of Omens.
The power sword.
Yeah. Power sword.
No, I'm looking for the Sword of Omens. I'm trying to find like a version of it from the cartoon so we can see. Since you're saying it's the 3D. I mean, real.
Look, man, I think that curve part of it is a little bit slimmer, I believe.
Cartoon. Yeah, it's similar. Very similar. Very similar. Yeah. Very similar. Yeah. No, they pretty much got it on point. It's pretty much on point. The only thing is where the blade meets the circle part is a little different, but it's the same kind of clunkiness in my opinion. But no, I think what I mean by flow, it's still a cool looking sword. Don't get me wrong, but I think what I mean by like flow, like I would have had it so that instead of having all this like clunkiness, I would have had it so. Come on, man, this thing's there. We go. Saving something. Come on, jeez. All right, let me make sure I got a good thing here. Yeah. Okay. I would have had it so it kind of flows like this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having just the clunkiness, like it flows into the blade instead of having just like clunky stuff kind of you know what I'm saying? And make it almost like it's one piece, like you can't even tell how it was forged together. But instead you got like this clunkiness. And I think that's why I like the He-Man sword. It looks like a solid piece.
True.
But it's just a.
I am give me sight beyond sight.
But we had, matter of fact, how many times have they tried over and over again with the He-Man series? I think this is like their 8th remake of that series, but they had one.
I know in the early 2000s they came out with a series that was actually pretty good.
That's the series I remember.
Yeah, that's the dope one.
Kevin Smith, of course, did his recent one, which looked amazing. Like the visuals look amazing, but they just they feminized it, so it ruined it.
And then they tried to redeem it in the next series, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, yeah.
But no offense,
I
Kevin
gravitated
Smith.
away from it once I saw the Netflix one.
And then but Thundercats has had one remake, and it was getting good, but toy rights, and you know how that goes. If you can't sell a toy, you can't go on series.
Because who owns Thundercats?
I don't know.
Hasbro? Is it Hasbro?
No. I forgot who owns it, but
I heard Hasbro's going to stop doing toys.
Yeah, they are.
Well, most toys and everything these days are made by like better toy companies because of like
I think it's also because they these like Disney and Marvel and Star Wars they've done so terrible. People aren't buying all the newer characters and toys and stuff, so they're going out of business. They made all those toys and it's ending up in Ollie's.
Well, and toy buying isn't as much as it used to be.
Awesome. I don't know about that. I just think that you gotta make stuff people want.
and our partner Big O, we were just having a conversation the other day. This man is the biggest Turtles fan there is. He is. This man was getting excited about this Ninja Turtle stuff. I'm like, calm down, brother.
And the Silverhawk stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
you gotta see this.
Funko Pops.
You have to see this. You need this in your life. All right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toys?
Yeah, I'll buy one. Calm down. Take it easy.
Oh my god.
I'm scared. Very scared.
You are robbing me to buy your own Teenage Mutant Turtles toys.
but yeah, I really think if I'm happy for Netflix for some things, but most of the things Netflix I skip overall because Netflix actually, as many He-Man series they've put out, they've kept the He-Man name alive and in the atmosphere versus Thundercats, who that's my favorite 80s cartoon. And they barely have it. They have the new comic books. That's the only intellectual property I know that they have out right now. Versus nothing.
Yeah,
like that. I really.
Pegleg. They did make another series. It was on.
We will not talk about that.
I mean, yes,
we don't count that. We don't count that.
I mean, I know that, but I'm just saying they didn't make another remake. I didn't watch it, but I know that they made a recent
In fact, how dare you bring that up?
But I'm saying, like,
we haven't done we haven't done this in a while. To everybody, shame. Like
I'm not counting it as the 80s Thundercat. Obviously, it isn't, and it has been banished to the depths of banishment.
Yeah, it's like what were they thinking?
It was supposed to be a car. It's the same thing they did with Teen Titans Go. They were trying to make it like that, and it didn't work.
But it's like, okay, the main target audience for something like Thundercats is going to be an older crowd. I would have made it just a little darker, a little bit more adult.
It was also But
and
it
put
was
it on Adult
also
Swim. You know what I'm
it was
saying?
also the time where they were making a whole bunch of funky cartoon comedy
Yeah,
type
but
things.
again, you got to know your target audience. If you know your target audience, one, you shouldn't be trying to sell toys to people our age. You should be trying to get viewers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Maybe you can sell T-shirts and mugs and shit like that, but you should be trying to get the viewers. And you can sell other types of products. But you know,
They were just throwing stuff out there because Cartoon Network had a lot of money at that time.
we see what happened
I don't have
now.
a lot of money now.
Yeah.
So that's what
Ah,
they get.
they're
And
going
Cartoon,
downhill now.
like, hold on, if Cartoon Network actually kept their original game plan of putting out quality shows, because you remember Symbiotic Titan,
Seemed like
Oh my
time was
God.
great.
That was good.
that was really good. Like, and well, you actually put me onto that. And
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, man, I sat there like, I remember the one episode that really got me into it is when they didn't even have whip out any type of weapon to kill the monster. They just bludgeoned it with their fists.
Them
I'm like,
hands were throwing out hands, bro.
yeah.
Throwing
And
Hands
then
the whole
throwing
show.
hands, yeah.
Throwing hands and feet. The hands and feet to the whole show.
And-
most
and
of
then
the whole show.
And then they had the other they had the like every we need to just visit some of these shows that they cut off way too early and let the world know how great these series were.
Well, there was
Because
a lot.
Yeah,
there was a lot.
I still to this day I think the original Clone Wars, 2D Clone Wars, even though they were like 5-minute episodes, is a superior show to the 3D Clone Wars. I think if they would now, I will say that the 3D Clone Wars, like the writing and stuff, started getting better. You could do, and as the series went on, you know, they started to understand the characters more and stuff like that. But from a pure action aesthetics and the way the characters were framed and stuff like that, I think this 2D Star Wars was like I remember watching the 2D Clone Wars that came out in 2002, 2004, 2005. That is peak Grievous and peak Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Well,
Grievous was actually scary in that. Grievous in the movies wasn't scary. Grievous in Clone Wars wasn't
I
scary.
just thought I like how they did it was cool too.
Yeah,
well,
it's just he was
they
truly
had the-
menacing. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
well,
yeah, you actually could believe, okay, this guy could probably take out a Jedi. I didn't believe
Well-
that shit in the movies.
Well, they had the episode with Mace Windu where he didn't have
Dude.
lightsaber and he was just
What?
gosh. Oh
That's what I fell in love
God.
with Mace Windu. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
he's like, that's how he rolls. That's how Mace Windu rolls. Hell yeah! And
That
you watch
was
him in
cool.
Clone Wars, and it's like you don't get the same like gravitas. You don't get the same like, okay, this guy's only second to freaking Yoda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get that. You had him getting drugged and beat up and stuff. I was like, man, get out of here, man.
And like, well, the only thing in the Clone Wars that actually got that feeling from was when Palpatine beat up Darth Maul and his brother, because you actually had a sense of like, yeah, I'm that dude, and you're not gonna just run up on me. Yeah, I run this.
Yeah.
But then no, in the episode that you're probably thinking about with Jennifer Grievous is when he was fighting 4 Jedis and he like grabbed one with his foot.
Yeah, and remember like the way Gennady Travatsky, whatever his name is, the way he would frame Grievous and the lighting and everything. Remember they were fighting down in that broken down
very,
ship.
And
It was very
yeah,
intense and like visceral, man. It was like, yo, like they look.
He went and
They need to hire him as the creative director for Lucasfilm. They need to hire that man. I'm telling you, dude. I think between him and Jon Favreau, you could probably get some good Star Wars content again. But you got anybody that Kathleen Kennedy like brought with her, they get rid of all of them. Get rid of every last single one of them. Jon Favreau, not Jon Favreau, but what's the guy's name? Dave Filoni. Get his ass out of here too.
And the thing about it is, and here's the thing about it, he didn't say shit, nothing at all. General Grievous just looked at the Jedi and
man.
Yeah. He was on that timing.
What do they call it these days, J-Rod? Demon time?
Demon time. He was on demon time, man.
Yeah.
He had that aura. He had that
aura, man. And that, like in the movies, that junk was completely gone.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, why is
right.
he all
The
sick
Clone Wars, that
and
junk was
sick
completely
and
gone.
looking? Didn't he in the movies? Wasn't he like sick?
Well, the cough thing, that was Mace Windu.
He crushed his chest.
Mace Windu was whooping his ass. That's why he developed a little. And they didn't. Come on, man. They didn't even You didn't even get that from Mace Windu. When you watch the movies or when you watch the 3D
In
Clone
the
Wars.
movies, he was in there for a short period of time because then he ended up
Yeah.
dying. So I mean,
But yeah, and then the whole episode when Anakin got down with Saw's Ventress.
Saw's Ventress, yeah, man, that
Yeah.
thing was dope, dude.
And they're fighting, and then they're fighting in the rain, and the
I just
water
like
was
to
dropping.
watch it.
Even when they would show other Jedi, like the Jedi that like could use his like voice. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
weird little creatures. They
Yeah,
were doing
and
cool stuff with him. They were doing
know
cool
the-
underwater stuff with that underwater Jedi.
know
It
the-
was like it was a very well directed series.
You know
I
the
thought,
vibe
even
it
though
gave
the
me?
episodes are really short, huh?
You know the vibe it gave me? Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I mean it's the same
And,
director.
yeah, I know it's the same director,
Yeah.
but it gave me that same. Obviously, it gave me that same vibe. The standoffs and how
Yeah.
everything went down. I just liked it. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was good, man. I wish they would have kept. I wish they would have kept with that, and
But
just did a
speaking of,
full Clone Wars series with that.
Speaking on the Netflix stuff, have you heard about they're making a Devil May Cry series? If y'all
Yeah, I
even
did
like
hear
Devil
about
May
that.
Cry.
Yeah, is it going to be the same producers from Castlevania?
I think so.
No.
Yeah. Or is it? Is it?
No,
Who's it by?
I don't know, but it's not Castlevania. You can tell by how it looks.
Oh well, yeah, the animation wise. Yeah.
Well,
I still think, but it's still. I mean, it still was good.
but just on a side note, just in case nobody in the crew, I know I care about it deeply. A new Berserk chapter came out this week.
So is the Castlevania people, are they still trying to do the Berserk thing?
No. I'm just saying a new Berserk chapter came out this week.
I know. I'm asking.
I hope so. I haven't heard anything about it in a long time. But the guy who did Castlevania, at least the first series, he has expressed like a lot of interest in doing Berserk. But Studio Gaga that's another person. Like when he died, he left his story with somebody, but he didn't leave the rights.
Yeah,
with the right people.
Traumatized by the first page of that book.
Oh, you talking about Berserk?
Yes, I'm still traumatized.
Hey, it don't get no better.
It does not. I can read it and I was like, this is not any better. This is not any better.
I see you in your nightmares.
Yeah. I was like, I opened the book and I was like, because
Man, I just watched the anime, man. It's fine.
I was like, well, I guess this is how it's gonna be.
I had to agree with Carbon, man. If you want a sanitized version of Berserk, go ahead and watch the anime. You'll be all right.
I already watched the anime.
No, if you want a sanitized version, but if you want that nightmare-inducing,
oh yeah,
fuel, I have a lot of volumes you can borrow, so you can sit there and like, oh,
okay,
that really happened.
Yeah,
because
just the whole story in general, it was like, okay, well,
but me and G Flux were having we were watching something, and like back in the day, a show you wouldn't see any children get killed.
Yeah.
Or even with any type of media, like children are off limits. But in Berserk, they do not care.
Yeah, they definitely did not.
Like if you are
like, all right,
everybody is fair game. Run up, get done up.
Yeah, because
there's a lot of
Guts kill a kid?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. What do you mean?
As a matter of fact,
he did.
That's what kind of changed his mind about working with Griffin when he killed that kid. He was like, I don't know about this.
Not to get demonetized, but yes.
Guts, when I saw that, I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, damn, Guts.
I mean, it was an accident. It was kind of a reflex thing.
Yeah.
Jumped out of nowhere.
But it made it realistic, though. It made it kind of realistic, though.
Oh, man, he was holding Adonis's hand, and Adonis is sitting there. But
I was more traumatized by the end of it when Guts and he got his hand cut off because he was trying to fight.
All right.
Yeah. All that stuff happening.
J-Rock, I have to give you my Berserk story, what got me into the Berserk. Because me and G-Flux he usually introduces things to me. Like a lot of anime and stuff, he introduced to me. But Berserk, my old boss he said, man, you got to watch this series. And he brought in the box set. And I was like, all right. So I watched the first couple episodes and I fell asleep. Like, this is boring. What does this man have me watching? How dare he waste my afternoon? And I fell asleep on episode like 15. I woke up on episode 25. I'm like, what the hell?
It's a slow build, but it throws it at you like, bro, what the hell? Is
Yeah,
going
the build up. Whoo, boy,
Yeah.
the build up, man. I was like, yo, they did such a good job because I remember watching it and thinking, man, this is like just a really good drama, man. Like this is just, because there was hardly any supernatural stuff in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then when that eclipse happens, it's like, yo,
Oh,
like, whoa, dude.
and,
What's going on?
Griffin, you a menace. Now that is the epitome of demon time.
no, that's the epitome of hater of the century.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
demon time.
how bad do you like? This man just wanted to live his life. You just started hating. Like, no, you can't live without me.
He's a hating mother effer.
Well,
I mean,
not only hating, well, a psychopath, really.
Straight hating.
He's a psychopath.
I can't think of any character in popular media that hates more. And then when
you talking about? Was it anti-Flash? Whatever the other person, Flash?
Yeah.
You talking about a Reverse Flash? No.
Yeah. Griffin is worse. I'm sorry.
Griffin is worse than Reverse Flash.
Worse.
Like
Reverse Flash at least gives the Flash a chance. Griffin is like, I don't care.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back with all the power in the world, and then I'm gonna take your girl again.
Yeah.
And if you haven't read any of the recent mangas,
he
took his girl again.
I know. I saw Griffin does at this point, but I mean,
he
won and he got his revenge. Yeah. Guts is definitely suffering and crying.
And then think about it, he doesn't even care now. He's like, oh, well, you're alive, but you really don't mean anything to me. But I'm gonna take your girl. I'm like, oh, okay.
Just for the hell of it.
We know what happened. And that was not great.
Straight hating.
Well, I think he's a psychopath. He's
on.
I think he is the top villain in all, like, of being hater, like being just hateful. I think he's the top, next to Frieza, I believe.
Frieza,
monkey.
Yeah, Frieza be hating. Frieza racist. I don't know what, dude.
Well, I can't give Frieza.
Monkeys.
I can't put Frieza in the top tier haters because he actually helped Goku and save the universe.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he didn't have a choice.
He had his own ulterior motives too, though.
He had his own ulterior motives, but he came around. But that's like Griffith's like, you know what? I'm tired of this whole demon god thing. I'm gonna be your friend today. I don't see him doing that.
No. Griffin would never do that.
No, I don't.
I can see that.
Griffin,
like if he was trying to, if he had a goal, and he needed them in some way, I could see him using them in that way.
No, Griffin is straightforward. He would do what he needs to do. I'm sorry. Griffin does not care about Guts, like, at all.
And like,
he's the most non-humane person.
He cared about him enough to to act recklessly and then get tortured and
he let him live. That's something, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, he did not let him live. Let's make something very, very clear.
I'm about to say he didn't let him live.
He did not make it. The Skull Knight came to save them.
Yeah.
He was going to kill them. There was not letting live. Bygones were not bygones.
I mean, there's plenty of other opportunities after that point. You could have killed him.
He had a chance to kill them on the island. No, you're wrong again there, Carbon. Because when he first came back and he met Guts on the Hill of Swords, he just came up to say, yeah, I just came to see if I cared anymore, and I don't, so I'm out. I got shit to do.
He could have killed him then. What do you mean?
Like, killing him didn't serve any purpose anymore. Like, what can you do to me? I am a literal god now. What could you do to me? And then when they saw, and then when he came back this last time, you know what? I didn't even want to be here, but your little brat brought me in front of y'all, so I'm out. I'm gonna take your girl.
I think about it. Griffin is just evil.
Just hate.
Just hate. God.
Hate.
Griffin is just hate. I don't give. And I don't even we don't even understand where. I mean, we kind of understand where they hate.
We do know why.
Yes, but it's like it doesn't need to be to that level. Like Gus still tried to
Nah,
do
man. If you
something
want your
for
enemy to
you.
suffer, bro, you gotta make
Gus
them suffer all the
did.
way, bro. What do you mean? He wants them to suffer. Like
I
you
mean,
gotta
yeah,
make him
Why?
suffer in every way. He
yeah.
killed all his
Why?
friends,
Like for
except
what?
his
Why?
girl, to
Why
make
do
him
you-
suffer completely everything in every way. You know, like, you can't. If you hate your enemy, you gotta make them suffer the most human suffering imaginable.
Why? Why
There's
treat
only
them?
so much suffering you can do though. That's what I mean. Like
Because why not? What do you mean? Like, like if you have an enemy, you're gonna make them suffer as much as possible.
Isn't Griffith?
Why?
Isn't he gay? Is he? You think he might be jealous of Casca?
No,
no.
well, he did gay shit. I'm sorry.
I mean, wouldn't he have to be bi because then he smashed the princess? Like,
No, he
but he did
he
that.
He gave his body up to the governor. So, but he did it for material means. But that's
Yeah.
And he didn't
But-
like the princess. He just did
but-
that to mess with Guts.
No, he did that for a coping mechanism, and then he
Yeah.
cried
Yeah.
afterward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Psychopath. Straight up psychopath.
Like
or he's gay. He secretly loves what's his name, Guts.
Guts, and
Who knows?
like, and some of the manga panels when you see like how
Or where all that hate be coming from.
Love?
And-
I don't think it's love. That's just
Jealous,
like,
like jealousy.
or jealousy and
Jealousy.
let him
no,
love
when he
it,
saw
loving
Guts different because
Griffin
Guts was like one of the most competent soldiers he had. Like Guts had a different level compared to all the other people, just regular average soldiers. Guts was just different, you know.
well, and like Griffith's hate is so he
I don't
hated
even
this
like
man
talking
so
about him.
he hated this man so much that you know what I want everybody dead, not just you. I want everybody
Yeah.
dead.
That's
Maybe
what,
He
that's what I
didn't care
just,
about the rest of them. He only cared about Guts. The rest of them were just like basic acquaintance level people.
This
Like,
is
he didn't
true,
care.
but he knew that this is true. I agree with you, Carbon, but he knew that Guts cared about them. So
yeah.
if I can't be your friend, nobody can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to get revenge that way. But like people be talking about Griffith never cared about the rest of the band.
Which
never
granted,
did. He only cared about Guts. The rest of them were
other
trash to him.
villains have done that where they've killed, when they kill all your
Everybody.
loved ones. But Griffin took it to another level where I'm like, you just hate him.
Just
And
hate, just hate.
hate.
Man, like they released the Kentaro Miura's rendition of like his torture, and man, like the guy's artwork was through the like he
I
puts
love
everybody to shame. Everybody, I say out of our whole shebang bang, I would say the tamer of swamp donkeys is probably the best artist. We all know who that is, G Flux, the tamer of swamp donkeys. Did you hear me?
I hear you, man.
I mean, of course he's a better artist. That man's a whole professional with a whole job. Like, no one's having like an art job.
No, that's
He had
not what I'm
art
trying to
jobs,
get.
he's
That's
way
not what
better
I'm
than
trying to
yours.
get at. What I'm trying to get at is
he has art jobs way better than
No,
us. Let's be
I'm
honest.
just-
That's their job. 24
No,
hours.
no,
a
he
day
was-
just to
correction.
do art.
correction. This man was a child prodigy of two other artists. So
Man, if we had a job, we would have potential to be that low. We don't have no art job, bro.
no, I hate to say it, you will never be on Kentaro Miura's level.
If I had an art job, I might. You never know.
No, no, that
comes
is
from the mind.
that is honest
I'm
God.
sorry, that comes from the mind.
That's the honest God-given
I
talent.
mean, no, it's different when you have an art job in comparison to art as a hobby. A hobby will never be
That
of
is-
the same quality
hold
as a
on.
person who has a job in the field.
That man is divinity in a pen.
Like, it's just
I
some
actually
things that
I
you
actually
can't-
disagree. I think I like his work. I think it's very meticulous and detailed, but I don't automatically associate detail with being the best. And a matter of fact, I think most, I would say, decent amateur artists could achieve that. I think what makes his is that he's so prolific. He does so much of it, and I think that but when we want to look at like form and composition and stuff, I think Frank Frazetta is actually a better artist than him.
What are you talking about? Conan art with oil paintings.
Yeah,
Well-
I think Frank Frazetta is a better
All right,
artist.
so let's before we sign off tonight, let's all name an artist that besides the who we talked about that we will consider top tier?
I have no opinion on this because
I don't have
I
an
like
opinion on
artists.
this.
All right, I'll start it off. Alex Ross,
Yeah, Alex Ross is really good. Really good.
and then for paintings and illustrations. If I had to go,
Alex Ross
him,
is paint. Oh, okay, you can say okay. All right.
if I had to go beneath him, it would be Jim Lee. Jim Lee basically.
I like older Jim Lee better than newer Jim Lee.
Yeah, like
Just,
the
just like I like older Jay Lee better than newer Jay Lee too. Jay Lee's new stuff, it just does not, it's not appealing to me at all. But his older stuff, is the very stylistic stuff that he was doing, is just far more interesting looking to me.
Yeah.
I like the artist that made the Japanese wave. I like him. I like his art. I don't know if he's I wouldn't consider, I don't know if he's like the greatest, but I like his
Oh
art.
yeah, no, it's good, but it's just he's definitely not a comic artist.
Yeah. I mean, yes, if y'all are talking about comic artists, but I do like his art.
I heard that type of Japanese art though inspired a lot of manga that we see today.
But this is gonna be controversial pick, but I say Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane is good. You know, he has very that he kind of, him and a few other guys kind of really established that 90s look, really dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Look or whatever. It just depends on what type of art you're talking about. If you're talking about more like pinup fantasy art, definitely Frank Frazetta. If you're talking about comic art, it depends on what style you like. Because you can include manga and comic art too. So I guess it just depends on what kind of style you like.
But the thing about Frank Frazetta is this: I think his style was like, it was the best way I can. It was bastardized by all the people who tried to follow behind him in that same style, like the people who used to throw things in heavy metal, and I used to grab them back just to see, like, okay, what are they doing this week now, or what are they doing now? And Frank Frazetta said,
"Well, I see what you're saying, but that's not what I'm saying. Is when if you compare Frank Frazetta to the guy who did Berserk, what's his name? I can never remember.
Taro Miura, and you watch your black from his mouth.
I think once you start to really try to understand art, you realize that like doing like I could sit here right now and I could draw something and make it photorealistic or put a bunch of detail in it with inks, with pen and ink and stuff like that. And I could spend there all day doing that and make it look good. It's a skill thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think almost anybody could achieve that skill if they work at it. Again, I think what separates him is that he's just so prolific. Like he does it so well, and he does it all the time. But it's not hard to achieve. It's just time consuming and tedious. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at Frank Frazetta's work, I think you're a better artist when you can achieve a feeling, an emotion, or a scene with less strokes and less lines and stuff like that, but you're still achieving, and he does that beautifully. You know what I'm saying? He does it beautifully. Like I don't do it like a one-on-one. Okay, this has more detail, so therefore it's better. I don't do that. Detail can look really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But I don't consider it like master.
I agree with you. I agree. I see where you're coming from. I'm going to tell you why I put Kentaro Miura over Frank Frazetta. And don't get me wrong, I love Frank Frazetta's work. That's, to be honest with you, the reason why I first saw Conan when I was little is because, oh man, big buff dude with a blonde. I'm down for it, right? But from the way when you first open your first Berserk Volume 1, or even a prototype, it was not that great. It was not. The story really carried that from page 1 until his last work 2 years ago or 3 years ago now. Like his later work, just the progression. And you're right, and I see where you're coming from, where somebody worked at their task so long that they become that good. But he's that good. He was that good. he gives me something to inspire to. Like, I'm not great at digital art. I'm getting better. That means basically if I keep on going at it. And mind you, he didn't do his last, I think, 3 or 4 volumes is when he finally converted over to digital art. So he is doing all that by hand. Like, you remember when we first saw the first view of Falconia, that big city scape, that was done by hand. All that detail.
But I think even if you want to compare that type of style, I put Katsuro Otomo over him. I think Katsuro Otomo is better. I think his compositions are better. I think his ability to achieve certain emotions and stuff is better.
I'm gonna put my 2 cents in it. Also, everybody's work ethic and their culture is also different when it comes to artwork. Because Japanese artwork, they put a lot more effort and not more effort, but
Those people are slaves to their jobs, man. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they slave. They slave.
Yeah,
they do have
that's what I mean.
Modern day slavery. I'm sorry, bro. I'm being honest, bro.
But that's like
I will give Carbon that credit. They do cheat their they burn their feet.
Yeah,
that's why they're so good.
I know. I still think. I mean, you could go
in that way. You could be good because you're doing it so much.
But J-Rock, you can go on Instagram right now, right, and you can see people doing the same level of detail work with like ballpoint pens, like blue ballpoint pens. That what's the guy's name? Kentaro. I can never remember the guy.
Kentaro Miura.
Kentaro Miura.
And you watch your blasphemous mouth.
My point is, I'm not saying that I'm not saying he's not a great artist, because he is. But if I were to say, is he the best just because he has a lot of detail? I would say no. And because I think even if you compare it to other people who are similar to him, I think Katsuro Otomo is better. Katsuro Otomo is the guy who did Akira. If you look at his black and white work and like some of the complexity in it, it's like, in my opinion, it somewhat destroys what's his name is doing. Like some of the things that he did, like he had this thing where he drew like this shiny sphere and you could see all the things in the sphere. It was like perfect, the perspective and everything was perfect. It's like, holy shit, man. But again, so even when you compare it to other people who are similar, he's definitely up there for sure. You know what I'm saying? I even look, people are gonna disagree with me. I put Akira Toriyama over here. Because Akira Toriyama mastered the ability of achieving form with less. To me, that's more complicated. That's harder to do. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I could sit here and I could go to her little champion's belt thing, and I can sit here and I can hatch all day long and make it look just, fantastic, and make it look super real and a lot of texture and stuff. I don't consider that the highest form of technique. I just don't. Matter of fact, I won't say it's amateur. I would say it's mid-level, because it's when you're learning from life and you're learning try to create realistic things. It's a part of your journey when you're first learning how to draw. That's why it's boring to me now when trying to render things in the most realistic way possible, because something I was trying to do when I was like in middle school, or that I achieved. I was able to do it when I was like in middle school. But
hey, fellas,
I think it's harder to do it when you're trying to do it simply. Huh?
I agree with you.
To me, cartooning is harder than painting. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
This is true. Well, fellas, I gotta be out.
Yeah, it's time to go. It's past 10.
It was a great discussion.
Yeah.
But till next time.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys next Friday.
Yeah.
All right.